Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Spider-Man Chapter 1, Issue number 9. Now, as you know, Spider-Man Chapter 1 was supposed to be Marvel's sort of own Man of Steel and sort of Batman Year 1 like continuity, redoing things all over again, which was later made non-canon and for obvious reasons. The cover you have, so the issue you have the people staring. And turns out Matt Murdock finds it a bit suspicious, leaves off the stage, and gets into his Daredevil costume saying, seems like everyone isn't affected after all. None of the performers appear to be entranced. Daredevil, an unexpected bonus. The hypno wheel in my hat will decapitate him as easy as it did Spider-Man. So he forces Spider-Man to attack Daredevil, and Daredevil has to try and take down the Ringmaster. And Ringmaster's like, Spider-Man, don't just stand there, finish him! And Daredevil's like, of course, Spider-Man has no will, no mind of his own. He cannot act unless the Ringmaster commands it. And so Daredevil tries to flee, and eventually takes out Ringmaster's hat and puts Spider-Man out of his trance. And Spider-Man's like, I came to the circus because they announced I was given a performance for charity. And then the next thing I knew, I was fighting you. And so, mainly Daredevil takes down some of the goons. And Spider-Man gives a kind of drop kick, revealing his private parts. So Daredevil leaves off while getting into his costume. I'm surprised that none of the circus people are sort of knowing this. So, after pretty much tripping the fat lady over a skinny guy, the Ringmaster tries to control Spider-Man, but Spider-Man manages to defeat him by simply having his eyes closed. And so he brings people back to normal, and you've got a gorilla trying to go attack for him. And Kraven, who's behind the shadows, shows up saying, out of my way, Spider-Man. You are not trained as I am. Kraven the Hunter? I know he worked for the circus. So he takes on the gorilla and knocks it out. And everyone cheers on where Kraven says, simply the Spider-Man. I announced before this assembly that my purpose here in New York is to hunt the most dangerous game of all. And so Jameson wants to print this story out, and meanwhile Kraven is working with the Chameleon. And you see Spider-Man taking on some thugs, until Kraven the Hunter shows up, who's been watching him, and beats him around like a rag doll, and starts slapping him silly. And Kraven leaves after indulging with Venom. So Peter at school is having his hands couldn't stop shaking until he ends up dropping some chemicals. And Peter's teacher's like, Parker, what the devil are you playing at? This is the last sort of behavior I would expect from you, Parker. Now clean up this mess at once. And so Flash looks around a bit, and Peter mainly looks on the computer about Kraven, and Aunt May says that her and her friend Anna Watson have set up a date with her and with Peter and Anna's niece Mary Jane. Now, this was a thing back in the early Spider-Man comics where Peter didn't want to go, but was kind of forced into it. And he's like, my hands are shaking so badly, I can't even shoot my webbing straight. How am I gonna stop Kraven like this? And so he makes it into a forest-like area in the park, and Kraven shows up to try and tackle Spider-Man, and hackles him with risk omelets to make him slow him down. And suddenly he sees that there's two Kravens, but sees that it's the Chameleon, where Peter reveals to Kraven that he knows that he's got no one left to fight for him, and tackles him in webbing, saying, I suppose this whole area with webbing, just in case you try to duck out again. Now I'll just leave you here for the police to find. And he also points out saying, have fun explaining to them why you're in cahoots with a known felon like the Chameleon. And so he leaves off, and yeah, this is the story. So, what do I think when I looked at this while on the bus? It's a little bit rushed. There was still much they could have done with Kraven, and they could have done the big reveal about MJ at some point. But no, it's just a really waste potential story. So it deserves our thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but really could have been better. So, comic book reviewer here, signing out.